Boom! What's going on? We are now live and direct from our living room to yours. It
Mhm.
is the 33rd episode of your favorite nerdy podcast, and that is Comic
It's
X.
Weaver!
That's right. And I am your co-host, James, aka Comics for Cheap, aka Send It to James, aka Don't Drink and Drive. And I got your lovely co-host with me here.
It's your boy Chris, aka Black Santa, aka the Packers are 7-1. People are
Hell
really
yeah.
thinking I'm a giant Packers fan. I'm really not. AKA Super Cold Water.
And we are here, like I said, with your 33rd episode. Smash that like button, whether you're watching now or catching us on the replay. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We passed 1,000 subscribers this week. We're very, very fortunate and blessed, and thank you so much for helping us along this journey. I know my
Yes.
angry rant helped kick it over 1,000, so that was a lot of fun to do this weekend, even if the convention itself was not as fun. Now, right before we hopped on, I swear we should have like a before and after, like extra
We
podcast
really
part.
should.
I know, because we always talk before and after this stream. But we were talking about the Las Vegas Raider player who recently got himself into a little bit of trouble. A lot of trouble, I should say. Chris was just informing me that he had a DUI car accident wreck that resulted in killing someone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it resulted in someone's death, and his injuries wasn't severe, so he went to the hospital, and there was it wasn't life-threatening, I should say. I don't know exactly his exact injuries, but the quote was, "It's not life-threatening," so he's gonna overall be okay. But the other person ain't. He ended up killing somebody, and now he's in obviously a whole lot of trouble because. Right. He was hit with. They said he's being charged with a DUI, so they're already saying that he was under influence. And with that being the case, you kill somebody, it's not looking very good for him. With the crap the Raiders already got going on with the stuff with John Gruden that happened, there's no way.
And he's suing now. You see that?
Yeah.
He's suing the NFL and the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
For what, I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, the Raiders are definitely not in the best of spots as far as the limelight goes. But yeah, as far as this dude, whatever the hell his name was, there's just no excuse at all. In my mind, I know in your mind as well. It's cool if you want to go out and party. I understand, this is the holiday season. Halloween is a big party holiday, obviously, and Thanksgiving, Christmas, big drinking holidays. So it's cool if you want to go party or whatever, hang out with your friends, family, everything like that. But dude, it's so easy to get an Uber. It's so easy to get a cab these days. Even in the outskirts of cities, I can get an Uber right now within 5 minutes. It's that easy. So please don't drink and drive. Please don't text and drive. I tell people that shit all the time. Especially my siblings when they were learning to drive. I was like, because if it don't kill you, I'll fucking kill you if we're doing that shit. Because it's unacceptable. I mean, it's just so silly. Shit can happen within half a second on the road, and you just always have to be on alert. And that's all I gotta say about that nonsense. But yeah, what's with Grubin trying to sue the NFL now?
So
he settled his contract.
Well, I actually understand and see this as actually the most logical thing he could do in a way, because his biggest argument is, okay, you pop me for all the crap that I said and blah, blah, blah. And then, it end up with me obviously they did the cordial thing of saying he resigned, but he got fired. Let's call it what it is. He was going to be
Yeah.
fired. He got fired. So, you know, it ended with me being fired, resigning, whatever you want to go with. But there was what we got here?
Oh, sorry. Street Food said don't drive and bid on a comic book auction at the same time. Yeah, I think that would fall under the don't text and drive as well. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so. His whole thing is there was just crazy amount of emails that was actually looked through. I mean, it was a ridiculous amount of emails looked through. It was like I think it's like over even 3,000. It was a ridiculous number. And you're telling me out of all these emails that was hit up, that Gruden is the only one that y'all decided to leak?
Right.
That's the only one. The one with him bashing the NFL and the commissioner. That's the one that's released. Keep in mind, now that I know everything about why this investigation even happened, the Washington football team was investigated because of their terrible culture of racism, sexism, everything that you can say. They have a really bad culture there of people saying that they've been raped by other people. It's really bad of their culture there. And you're
Okay.
telling me that John Gruden is the only emails that was bad? No,
Right.
that's a lie. And
Yeah.
they went after him specifically in this situation, especially because I said it back then when what really made, and I think the NFL really got mad, is when the first emails came out and the Raiders weren't going to do anything because the whole thing was like, well, this happened before he was even part of the NFL. He was part of ESPN, but this was way back, back then. This had nothing to do with us at all. So we're not going to punish him. And it pissed the NFL off. And all of a sudden, all these other emails started coming out like very shortly after the Raiders decided not to do anything, like literally like hours later, basically. And then it's like all these emails, and I'm the only one you target. Something's wrong here.
This isn't an NFL podcast, but we do like talking about the NFL a little bit right at the beginning. But yeah, no, it definitely seemed like I think you're right. I think it might just be the tip of the iceberg. Like the NFL was kind of pissed about what he said specifically, but they're going to kind of launch a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, it's just like it's in no way excusing the stuff that this dude said. So
No.
I mean, he deserved what he got. I don't think he deserves to sue. He's like, but I can never work in football again. It's like, good, you should like go do something else,
I mean,
dude.
keep in mind the man did have $100 million
That's what I'm
contract
saying too. Like, you
guaranteed.
don't
So he
really
has a
gotta
lot of
do
money.
nothing.
It's not like he needs the money, and he already got a Super Bowl ring. So he's
Right.
accomplished everything in the NFL that you would want to accomplish: champion, money. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I understand his anger because I would be pissed too in the aspect of all these emails and you specifically target me because I bashed you guys. You came after me, but you're not releasing the other emails knowing damn well why this investigation even happened.
Right.
No. So something is wrong there. The NFL did something. It's a shady situation. They're doing something shady to Gruden and to this situation. But Gruden deserved what he got, though. I mean, it was
Right.
stupid of him and wrong for him to say that garbage he was saying. And it was stupid of him to even use, to do emails like that. It was just all dumb. But he
Right.
deserved it
No,
either way.
for sure. For sure. All right. Let's jump in because we have a Morbius trailer that
Yeah,
drops today.
it did.
Morbius. So we
Mm.
have Neo and Morbius. Like, what if that was like the craziest fucking crossover? We have Morbius in the Matrix with Morpheus, and then every time Neo says like one of their names, he's like, "Who are you talking to, Morbius or Morpheus?" And he's this is the fan fiction
That's
that
an
I write on the
interesting
side.
way of going with that scenario, but all right, yeah, sure. But I'm not gonna front. That would be a cool fucking team up there, Morbius and Neo. I don't know why they would be teaming up, but
Yeah, I don't really know
sure.
either, but it would be dope. But I
Very
actually
cool.
haven't seen the trailer yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and share screen with and I can at least kind of watch along. I know we can't have any audio with it, but I can at least pop it going on. So
Mhm.
I'm actually very excited for this movie. I've been
I am
excited
too.
since the first one. I'm not a big fan of Jared Leto, but I think that he looks really good for this role.
Dude, this trailer is sick. I like this trailer. It made me even more hyped for the movie. It's a good trailer.
Even more, because yeah, there he is. He's a doctor. People forget that he was actually a doctor, and he's still always in search for the cure is what he is. So he is a very what I call like a tortured villain, because yes, he does do some bad shit, some crazy shit, killing people and everything like that, but he is like just doing it all in search for a cure for himself, kind of like Lizard in that sense.
Yeah, and they're both very interesting characters in that aspect too. We'll get to that a little later, but this trailer is really freaking good because they go into good detail on him having his disease and then him seeking this this cure, which leads to the bats and all this stuff, and him getting these powers. And then he starts talking about, oh, I can do this and do that. We're gonna, off camera, we're gonna look at this trailer probably again with sound so you can hear it, because the dialogue is actually what makes it just as good too.
Gotcha. Oh, that was dope with his eyes.
Because he's wanting to detail of what he can do.
Oh shit!
And what he's learning is really good.
Oh my god, this is crazy, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't remember Morbius doing this shit.
It's a good trailer, man.
Oh Lord. Damn. If it has like a good horror aspect to it, man, which like the trailer, oh, that's a cool shot right there.
It is.
The trailer, even without sound, makes it seem like it's got a little bit of a horror aspect. I mean, that would be a nice little twist.
It would be.
There we go. Oh wait, what was on that right there? Whoops. Because that's one of the shots that I saw like screenshotted. So we have, look, Black Cat, friend or foe, huh? Rhino on the loose. Okay. Black Cat and Rhino. That's what I'm talking about. What's this one say? Finding the truth within. What does it say? Within Tom D in his own works. All right. I don't know much about that one, but the Black Cat, I'm psyched for. I feel like I'm ready for Black Cat. I've got a few of the first and second appearance of Black Cat. Oh, look at that. There's Spider-Man. So that's connected to the universe too, because we got, oh shit, we have the Doctor Who is in this too. So we got the Spider-Man murderer. Oh yeah, Vulture, that's what I'm talking about. Oh shit. Oh shit, see, look, get the fuck out of here. He is Morpheus, bro. He's dodging bullets, son. Get the fuck out of here. I called it. Matrix fucking crossover. I fucking knew it that shit was gonna happen. Yeah, where's Matrix. Neo? Where's he at? I know he's here. Look. He's oh shit. That is too fucking funny. Yeah, I don't remember in the comics Morbius being able to move that fast, but that's cool.
Yeah,
cool.
He was able to move that fast. Yeah, he was.
Fast? Like bullet fast?
Yeah. Because he still has the reflexes. I mean, to be honest with you, I love this. And definitely with the dialogue, this part here is great.
Oh shit!
Because the dude's like, he changes. He's like, he's like, nah, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm a doctor. How can I help you? Like, again, you got to hit a dialogue with it because it's really good stuff. But no, you got to remember. I mean, in even a lot of the basic bitch vampires, and I know the whole thing about Morpheus and vampire, blah blah. We're gonna call him a vampire. Even the basic bitch vampires can dodge bullets. So yeah, Morpheus is definitely stronger than a basic bitch. So he can dodge. Yeah, he can dodge bullets. Yeah, easily. And he has some interesting feats in the comics too that goes beyond bullet dodging. So he has some cool stuff.
I knew he had some strength. I guess in the movie they're gonna put him full on vampire. I mean, that would be my assumption, that they're gonna full on vampire him.
I mean, even in the comics, I mean, of course, like you gave us that great knowledge, with them keeping away from using vampire and all that stuff. Right. He's basically a vampire. I mean, let's call it what it is. He's a vampire. He is.
For sure. That trailer, I can't wait to see it with sound. But that might be the best thing that Sony puts out. Like, period. Like, if we could have gotten Venom like on that fucking level of just like looking that good and the fear and the correct story and everything, and actually intertwined with the right characters, like that would have been a whole other level for Venom.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know there's a lot of rumors now circulating because of we're getting closer and closer to no way home, no
We
way
are.
home. And so now they're saying that there's going to be like a black suit for Tom Holland.
Yeah.
They're saying just all sorts of stuff is coming out
Yes,
now. So
I'm hearing a lot of things that it's already been leaked. I guess Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's costumes have been leaked. Apparently, at least
oh,
that's what I
okay.
came across in one of the just one of the uh, stories I came across and saw. Like one of the titles was saying that has happened apparently. So I'm like, oh,
Gotcha.
okay, well,
Yeah, I'm already expecting Lego and any other kind of toy slash merchandise to go ahead and keep spoiling stuff for us. So that's just that's just how it is these days. But yeah, so as we get closer, I mean, they should have just taken. I understand like what they did in the cash grab, but especially for Venom 2, they should have just waited to incorporate a lot more of the Spider Verse characters and go from there. But it looks like just based off of that trailer and based off what we know so far that it looks like Sony really is on track to build that Sinister Six. So that's pretty cool. Um, who the final six are going to be? Still don't know. Looks like Rhino's a contender. Vulture. If they keep Doc Ock around, probably him. I would say they're going to try to use Venom as much as possible, so Venom is probably going to be in it. And yeah, so a nice little team to go after Spider-Man.
because here's the thing you got to keep in mind too. Even if because obviously the guy who's playing Doc Ock, he's up there in age, and
Yeah,
he's returning from Spider-Man 2. Remember, that's still an alternate reality, meaning that in the Peter that we have, when he goes back to his reality or whatever happens, which he could go back to another reality that still created an alternate reality. That doesn't mean he ends up going back to his original reality too. He could,
right,
he might not. But either way, whatever he goes back to, they could have their own Doc Ock there, or even in his own reality, there could still be a Doc Ock there who just
right.
hasn't been through the experience that turned him yet. Because I'm gonna assume we're gonna have a younger version, of course. I mean, there's no way they're just gonna be like, this is the only time we're gonna have Doc Ock in the Spider. Like that would just be stupid. So we're
Right.
gonna definitely get another version of him. Which I wouldn't be shocked if towards the end of the movie, if he does get back to his part or whatever reality he goes end up getting into, they tease and show a guy who's becoming Doc Ock and they go in that aspect. I think they're probably gonna do something like that to wrap up
Gotcha.
some loose ends.
That would be dope. I know because I mean it's got to be an alternate reality Doc Ock already because
Of
he's
course.
alive. You know, he
Yeah.
didn't he didn't bring the sun down with him into the river
Right.
or wherever he brought it down. So I mean, just right off of that, we have an alternate reality Doctor Octopus who doesn't die. Um, so that's kind of cool. I would love to see. Like we talking about Spider-Man, you got me to read this Spider-Man series,
Mm-hmm.
Spider Shadow,
Yep.
right? Or yeah,
Yep.
Spider
Spider
Shadow,
Shadow. Yeah.
basically, which was kind of like an alternate storyline of what happens if Peter really gave into the suit, which was
Yeah.
super dope.
It is.
But in that storyline, we had Eddie Brock become Doctor Octopus, and they called him Brock Ock, and that shit cracked me up so much. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. But we could get Eddie Brock, Doctor Octopus.
Rock Ock.
Hell yeah, bro. If we get Brock Ock, bro, that would be so fucking sick.
I just the thing that would be freaking awesome. That really would be awesome. Um,
Here's
that
what we
really
need.
would be.
We need
Uh
Venom
huh.
to leave Eddie again, and then get
Okay.
onto Flash, so that and
Okay.
now he can say Penis Parker in the Venom voice,
All right.
and then Brock is like mad and trying to figure out how to get Venom back. So
Mm-hmm.
of course he goes and gets the Doctor Octopus suit naturally. That's how you do it. It's right there. I could write that easily.
Okay. So Doc Ock dies, right? Also, like he dies this time, right? Or because
Yes.
technically he originally died anyway. So he
Yep.
dies again this time in
Yep.
this version, however he dies, and then Eddie ends up taking that because Venom leaves him or whatever
Yes.
happened. They get in an argument, Venom leaves. And
Hmm.
Eddie takes the suit and he puts it
Yes.
on and he's just like, Brock Ock.
Brock Ock, baby.
And then it
Hell yeah.
transitions to Venom joining with Flash Thompson.
Flash Thompson, yes, to
Okay.
call just so I can hear Venom say "penis Parker." That's really the
Okay.
only thing that I want.
Okay.
I want out of that. I'll
So
do
we're
all of
not
that.
getting anti Venom yet now, guys. But we're just getting Flash Thompson's run as Venom. That's what we're getting right
Oh shit! Hell yeah, that'd be
now.
dope.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I don't see anything wrong with it. But that
No,
series was
not
pretty
wrong at
dope.
all.
Uh, Peter just fucking goes crazy, dude. Like
Yeah.
absolutely savage. So he's already like down in the dumps, of course he is. And kind of feeling blue and sad, but
Yeah,
he's just
because
basically
that's
like,
just Peter's character.
yeah,
He overanalyzes everything and he takes
mhm,
everything. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite Marvel hero, but sometimes the stories can be enough of like it gets to a point where it's like, dude, enough. Like, you really shouldn't be down in the dumps all the freaking time. Every story
right.
don't pretty much have to start off with you like this, dude. Relax. You're Spider-Man.
It
Damn it.
sounds like a nickname. Yeah, so he's sad, and then he's basically like, look, why do I even deal with this nonsense that I
Right.
have to deal with? Is
Right.
like every time basically like the Batman predicament, right? So every time that I let a villain go to jail, they just sit there and plot and plan their next thing, and then as soon as they get out, they kill more people. And he's
Yep.
like, technically that's on me because I have the power, so technically I should have the responsibility of making sure that they never do this again.
It is.
uh so he's grappling with that all while having the symbiote black suit on, which is just feeding him the rage and anger and everything
Egging them
going
on.
on, just kind of heightening it. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, maybe you should fucking kill these motherfuckers. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should kill these motherfuckers. And then Hobgoblin is like, what up, bitch? And kills Aunt May out of
Yeah.
nowhere. I was like, oh shit. And then Peter decides to go on a homicidal spree. He's
Yep.
like, it's time to clean up the streets of New York, and just snaps Hobgoblin's neck, which was fucking crazy,
It
and then
was
just
great.
starts going off on like everyone. I thought that he actually killed Kingpin at first when he just fucking destroyed his face. Oh
They
my
did a
god,
good job of going through that because it does come across as, oh, Kingpin's dead.
yeah,
Oh,
dude,
shoot.
that was why. And then he's just like, oh, Sinister Six, no longer. He's just ripping people apart. Oh my god, it was absolutely crazy. Like that's the Spider-Man that we deserve.
And I love how when he went to Jonah Jameson and he gets in there and he goes to
Oh,
the Brugge and he's just like talking to him. And then he just like grabs his hand and breaks my man's like his hand and everything. And he's like, dude, enough of these damn stories. Like, I am a
yes.
hero. Like, enough of your crap. Like, yes.
Yes, the most sense-making Spider-Man ever. Yeah, because he's even talking. He's like, "How many times have I wanted to kill these dudes, and I've just pulled my punches?" Because we all know that Spider-Man is ridiculously powerful. Like he
Right.
is
Again, that's what I love so
extremely.
much about the Superior Spider-Man. When
Mhm.
Doc Ock realizing, he's like, oh my God,
Yep.
Peter has been holding his punches all this time? Like,
Yes.
oh, like, because think about that. He already hits hard enough. Like, he already hits hard enough that you'd be like, all right, that dude is strong. So having his power and his body is going to make me strong. Didn't realize from somebody, that's what makes him even bigger. When Doc Ock says that, he knows Peter's already strong. He knows Spider-Man can already do work. But when it's so big of a gap that even what he thought, he's like, oh shit, this dude's been holding back this much? Wow.
Yeah.
Like that moment when I read that, I was like, oh, that's sick. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Because I mean, he could just simply just throw a punch right through his chest. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
if
he
he
good.
wanted to, like he proves that in this series. He could just one shot pretty much everyone. He said when he goes off on the thing, I thought that was pretty cool. He's like, I don't have to pull any punches here because the thing can take it. So he's just
Right.
mollywhopping the thing and just, sends his ass out out the Baxter building to free fall and hit the streets of New York. I thought he's like, and now you're someone else's problem. I thought that shit was just so savage. I was like, damn, Parker, you're fucking killing these people.
But another thing that was cool about JJ too is his actual, like, this story did a great job of telling he does care about Peter.
Oh yeah, I
As
like
much
that
as he
part.
hates Spider-Man, and he
Mhm.
hated Spider-Man, once he saw that Peter was Spider-Man, everything changed.
Yep.
Where it was like, I can't kill him. I
Right.
need to help him. I
Right.
don't want this kid to die. Like, I genuinely care about this kid. I'm gonna do my best to make everything right for him now. Like that was an awesome twist. Instead of
Right.
it just being, oh, you're Spider-Man. Oh, I'm so angry and conflicted, but I still gotta try to kill you now. I like how they was like, oh crap, I gotta help him now. Like I really
Right.
like that change.
That was surprising to me. The way that like exactly like you said, he was like, why did it have to be you?
Yep.
And then he basically with his pin together, because Spider-Man, like Parker really smashed JJ's hand, like to the
Mm-hmm.
point like the cast was drawn with like pins and stuff put
Yep.
holding his hand in place, so really did some work on his hand. And even still he carried my man up the stairs into the
Yes.
apartment in his
Yeah.
arms. So I was like, damn. So JJ really cares about Peter at this point. He's like, it couldn't have been you, it had to be the suit, like you were saying. We got to hide you from the cops, like all this stuff
Mm-hmm.
that's going on because Fisk leaked your identity to everyone. And so yeah, no, that part was quite touching. I did like that.
While Mary Jane and Felicia was arguing
Yeah,
about
little cat fight,
doing that
if I can
Peter.
make the pun. A little cat fight that they had.
Yo, in reality though, Mary Jane would have got her ass destroyed. Like
Oh
if
yeah.
if it would have got escalated more and Felicia would have lost her temper, that wouldn't even been a fight. It wouldn't even.
Nope.
It would have been It would have been a cat against a mouse. It would have been a massacre out there. It would have been destruction, bro. Like, oh my
Fel-
god.
Felicia would have used those thick thighs and just choked out Mary Jane. You know what? Why didn't we get that?
I mean, I'm about to say that sounds like a real good Pornhub setup.
It's like the scene. I don't know if you watched The Boys, but there was a scene where Popclaw basically sat on this dude's face and squeezed her butt and thighs together so hard that his head exploded. And I was like, damn, we probably could have seen that happen here with Felicia and MJ
I
if
mean,
things were to really pop off.
it's not the worst way to be killed, I suppose, right? Felicia just using her thighs to just smoke you. I mean, yeah.
JVK's dad says, "Bros before hoes." Much respect to J. Jonah Jameson.
No, 100% with you, brother. 100% with you. But we are saying though that wouldn't have been the worst thing to die from, being just between Felicia's legs and getting killed that way.
Oh man, yeah, but yeah, the series was great. I had to stop at 4 because that's all the app let me read to. But you were telling me how the rest of it goes down. So,
Yeah,
uh,
it is interesting because obviously Peter takes over everything, and
mhm,
I mean not Peter, Venom. Venom takes over everything, and then it's up to Peter to save the day. Which, of course, with the help of Miss Miss Invisible or whatever. They
so
help out. Everything goes. Sue helps out, and everything eventually goes in Peter's favor, and they get rid of the symbiotes and blah blah blah. It goes down that bad. But the thing that's interesting though is Reed dies. He gets killed by like Venom kills Reed because he's like, "You're too smart. Like I can't let you live because you would like ruin everything. So
right,
you gotta die." Because he takes Reed over too. And then
yes,
he's like, I can't let you live though, because you would
yeah.
ruin everything. So he kills him.
He basically takes over Reed because he knew Reed could like basically identify like who and what he was just from a
Yeah,
quick analyze that Peter went for, which is
yeah,
actual canon. Peter does go to Mr. Fantastic to get the suit analyzed, and then just like figures out that the suit was in fact alive. And
yeah.
so, but Peter doesn't in canon. Peter doesn't say "fuck you, Reed. I'm gonna do the shit that I want to do," and
I do what I want.
yeah, and go back to being emo Peter dancing on the streets of New York. That part not canon.
Oh God. Nope. I see it as canon, just an alternate reality, baby. Uh, Emo Peter, you danced the night away, bro.
But yeah,
No.
Venom was like, "All right, this dude is smart as fuck. He's gonna figure out how I can sustain, what I need to get Peter back is basically. So he goes, takes over, like you said, took over Mr. Fantastic, and figured out a way to. I didn't really like the art style too much for it as an overall, but I did like
No, I can
how
agree with that. Yeah.
they showed Venom take over the Baxter building,
Right.
like just kind of like just almost like an interweb network of like between people of just like how he fed himself into everyone to make himself bigger, stronger, and more powerful. That part I thought was pretty cool.
No, that was good. That was really cool. And of course, after everything pops off, Peter does go to trial, and JJ gets like helps him get past everything, and Peter is basically acquitted, I guess you can say. It also has a nice little scene where when Eddie is in the hospital after everything, you have JJ with him saying, "I'm going to help you get through this." Like he even helps out Eddie, and he's like, "Dude, I'm going to help you get through this." So JJ really showed how good of a guy he is, because a lot of people
surprising
kind of get away from it. And see, exactly what you said is surprising. Right. But in a lot of stories, you do see a glimpse of how good of a person JJ actually is, that his heart can be in the right place. It's just once his mind gets on something, he's going to do what he feel is right. And a lot of times it's not. But
as good as he was in this series, though, he was still mean as fuck to Robbie. So fucking mean. I was like, damn, dude, like you gotta hate on the black dude all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like he's just talking down to him and just berating him like the whole time. I was like, God damn it, JJ. Like right when we could have redeemed you as a character in this story, you're a piece of shit still.
Oh my God. All right, absolutely. So yeah, Peter gets, pretty much goes scot-free, and then he's at the funeral of everything, and Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman walks up to him, and she's just like, I don't blame you for everything that happened. And he's just like, I don't know how you can forgive me, but I hope you can. She's like, I already have. And then she's like, to show it, they invite him, and then he becomes the new member of the Fantastic Four. He basically takes Reed's spot.
Wanted.
What he's always wanted.
Issue number 1. Literally since ASM 1, he's wanted to be in the Fantastic Four, and Reed was like, nah. But
I don't know what this means.
Playing the whole time.
I'm wondering, does this mean that he was banging Felicia earlier? Then I guess he was starting to bang Mary Jane again or whatever. I don't know. And now he's taking Mr. Fantastic spot. Does that mean he's banging Sue? Is he in between Mr. Invisible Woman? Is he in? Is he there?
I mean,
what's happening here? Is she invisible when he's doing his thing with the other girl? What's going on here? That's the stuff I want to know. But either way, he takes over that spot, and then at the end, they have like basically their end credit thing. Basically,
you think Sue has like a massive voyeur fetish? She just loves to watch and can get away with it because she can be invisible.
Because I would be shocked if she doesn't. Then you see that Kingpin is alive, and then his team is like, dude, we need to like you're still banged, like you're really messed up, and it ends up going into him like wanting to get revenge more than anything else. But his team is like, you can't do both. We need to get you, healed up first, and then worry about that. Then another person comes in and is like, no, maybe you can get both. And then at the end, they're like, we got a piece of the symbiote. We don't know if that's Venom, Carnage, whatever, but it's something. It's a symbiote. It's probably a piece of Venom. But either way, it's like we can give you this, and then we can get both. Revenge on both.
Right. Gotcha. It was a good series, man. I'm glad that you recommended it to me. I'm glad that I got to read it. I will finish the rest of it once it hits the app, so I can just actually read the parts myself too. But no, it was definitely decent. We need to pick another series so we can do this again next week. Something else. JBK's dad says, imagine being the guy that gets sued next after the guy that can stretch his dick to any size he wants.
That's a good point, bro. He just whips out his little spider, and she's just like, so where's the rest of it?
Yes.
Like, what do you mean by this? This is it. And it's just like, that's
like, hey
it.
man, no, you know,
He's like, that's it.
This thing has fucked Gwen, Felicia, MJ, probably a bunch of other hoes that we don't know about, and you telling me this ain't good enough? And Sue's just like, nah.
She's like, no, it's not good enough at all. She's like, damn, I see why most of your exes keep dying. It's like, what? Oh my God. It's like, yeah, I might jump off a bridge too.
Jesus Christ. Oh shit.
Go through an alternate dimension and everything in Spider-Man the animated series just to get away from that little pecker. Like, yeah, Jesus, I know they call you Spider-Man, but I didn't think that was the actual size of a spider.
She has to start fucking Ben Grimm just to fucking, feel something anymore.
Ben's like, I've been waiting for this moment my entire life.
Ben's like, don't worry, baby, I'm always rock hard.
He's like, just give me a moment, though. We had a lot of carnage out there in the cities, so I got to go out there and do my part first, and I got to lay down some construction work and get that situated. Yeah, we got some floors that need to be fixed up, so I got to lay out the cement.
Yeah.
So after the cement's laid out, I'll be in for you some cement.
Yeah, he freelances making cement because we've always discussed if Ben Grimm is made out of rocks, his jizz has to be like wet cement, right? Like it's got to be.
That's what. Think about it. That's the only way that really makes the logical thing. Sense how they keep putting New York back together. Right. They need Grimm to help out so much. That's why he's beloved so much. Because
and they say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. This dude's out here jerking off in the potholes and like all day, every day.
Like, exactly, bro. Like that's one hell of an experience, bro. It's just great. The fuck, yeah.
Shit. One last thing about this series, I really honestly think the whole thing was a setup by Peter to get into the Fantastic Four. I think it was all plotted.
This whole plan.
Yeah, just to kill Reed so he could take that spot out of jealousy. He's like, "Fuck you, Reed. I'm getting that spot in the Fantastic Four." And this is like dropout Peter, so it's not even smart Peter that is replacing Reed. Because I mean, I know he's smart, but it's like it's not like the multiple doctorate, like head of his own Parker Industries, whatever, Peter that we had. This is the dropout version of him. So we expect that he's really going to be able to take the mantle.
Oh no, but even that Peter is still not, Mr. Fantastic.
No, I'm not saying
Reed.
Yeah.
So it's like no matter what on the brain
Right.
area and on Sue's sexual life, it's a letdown. It's a drop off. So he at least makes up with it by having spider sense, because that is still one of the most OP things in all of Marvel.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, for sure. We've definitely talked about that the spider sense is what makes him the OP character, because I mean, he is already almost OP to begin with, but then that is just like the next level of like, that's why he can't be beaten. And then, but it's funny how many times he is still almost killed, like by as simple characters as like the tarantula, where he's just like not paying attention at the wrong moment, and Tarantula's like, well, if I wanted to, I could have just killed you right there. And it's like, oh really? That's how we're gonna write this story?
No, it's really weird because like in a lot of like different alternate realities or what if stories, when Spider-Man's killed, a lot of times he's killed by like such simple things too. I mean, obviously it ain't simple to us, but like for a guy like him, it's like I could technically just blow this dude's brains out and that's the end of this fight.
Right.
Like technically. Like if I get a good shot in on him, he's just dead. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then but you'll see him fight these like godly people. That's why like power scaling in comics is just so freaking annoying. Because it's like your power, like especially like even when people always bring up, and this is a little bit different because not exactly Spider-Man, but people talk about Reverse Flash and Death Battle, who is one of the, if you like Death Battle, whatever, but their information is a lot of times straight up garbage if you actually know the series that they're actually talking about. Their research is ass. But they had a death battle between Reverse Flash and Goku Black. And they was like, oh, Reverse Flash would probably win. And I'm like, no, he wouldn't. I'm like, this dude is a literal god.
Right.
And he is in the body of a Sang who acts as God Key. and who can transform into a Super Saiyan God. And this dude is able to blow up planets, do this and that, and take beams and sword beams and spirit bomb, all this crazy crap. And it literally took him being wiped out of existence for him to be killed. But you're telling me Reverse Flash, who can technically, literally, just like Flash, a shotgun to the face will end this fight completely. Yep. Like literally fucking Lex Luger killed Flash in Justice League and shot him with a shotgun. That was it. Just shot him. Game over. Reverse Flash can die the same way. Like it's just so weird on power scaling though, because then you look at his speed feats, then you look at some of the stuff that he should be able to do, and then it's like, okay, I can see why you would match them up, but it's just so weird because it doesn't actually make a lot of sense when you really look at it. Right. It's weird.
Yeah, but he can run really fast. So
he can run really, really fast. That's true.
No, so what did they say, that he went back in time and just kind of like wiped him that way, or what? Like,
no, they just said he just flat out just beat him in a fight, and it was like, no. But to be fair, it has been proven that Death Battle, they have an issue with anime. So a lot of their fight, it definitely came up when they did the Superman versus Goku fight, which is always going to spark debate from each side on who would actually win. But the problem is when they did their research, especially on the first fight, even the second fight was really dumb. But on the first fight, they calculated Goku's speed feats to his speed feat in Snake Wave when the series in Dragon Ball first started. Dragon Ball Z first started. It's literally right after his fight with Raditz where he's running on Snake Wave to get, he's already dead and he's on his way to get trained by King Kai. They used those speed feats and then just they literally pulled numbers out of their ass. It was complete bullshit. Everybody was like, that makes no sense. They just pulled numbers out of their ass and was like, oh, well, this is fast, he can go. Well, Superman could be told so much faster. No! You can't use those kind of feats. You use the feats at the end if you're using Superman end feats. And then again, the matchup with Superman is always bad because Superman has so many different versions created by different people.
Right.
That they basically fused them together against one version of the Goku that we all know. Again, does not make sense. And then they tried to do a second fight because everybody shitted on the first one. They tried to do a second fight when Goku just unlocked Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. And they used this fight when he literally just unlocked the form, was like, we know exactly everything the form can do. Guess what? He just unlocked it. They didn't know anything what the form can do. So it made no sense to have them fight each other when Goku just got this form, literally like a week or so earlier. We don't know what it can do. And then you do a fight, and then it doesn't make sense. But it's been proven they don't like anime. They have an issue with anime apparently. So the anime fights, because just like, oh, they're not going to judge this fair. It's going to be bad.
Right. I was going to say because Superman has proven himself at least on par, or sometimes even faster than Flash. So then you're going to say that Reverse Flash, who was like, also, it just depends on who's writing him, but some days he's faster than Flash, some days he's not. But let's just assume that Superman's faster than both of them. And then you're saying that Reverse Flash is going to mollywop. Who'd you say? Goku?
He was going against Goku Black, which is literally a deity who took over the body of Goku because Goku was still stronger than him. Like, this dude is like, it's really weird. So he was a Supreme Kai of another universe, and he saw that Goku fought, and he sees Goku power, and he sees that Goku is on a whole nother level. So he's one of like lower deities. He's not like God Destruction. He's not like one of the big guys. He's still a god technically, and he would fuck up a lot of people. But he's low class compared to like Goku and Vegeta and all these crazy stuff they do. But either way, he takes Goku body over, and when he does that, he adds his God Ki completely with Goku's, and he gets a form called Super Saiyan Rose, which is Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, or whatever, just with his ki in between, just with him, his God power with Goku's body. So he's able to transform into this form, and this dude is literally able to create a scythe, cut open the dimensions, and have copies of himself come through. Like, he can do some crazy stuff also able to keep this in mind. In Dragon Ball, in the beginning, when Goku's a child, Master Roshi is able to destroy the moon on Earth. He just shoots a Kamehameha because he's fighting Goku. Goku transforms because of the moon. So this dude's like, how can I stop him in this giant monkey form? Oh, I know. I'll just destroy the moon real quick. He destroys the moon with effortless. Destroys the moon. And Master Roshi's weak as shit compared to anybody in Dragon Ball Z. Like, he's so weak that when the first main villain showed up, he was like, I can't help you guys. I would just be in your way. Now, you're that guy able to destroy a moon. And that point in time, and when Goku's a child, and Goku's now like fucking 40-something, and it literally can transform into a god, all this crazy stuff he can do. Someone takes his body, enhances it in a lot of ways, and then you come in here and you're just like, yeah, he'll just lose.
Yeah, he'll just lose to Reverse Flash here.
Like, it's just, again, and I'm not saying Reverse Flash is weak. I know all the crazy stuff Reverse Flash can do too. And I get the arguments that can go here. But it's just Death Battle shit is just so freaking bad. And you know their outcomes when they put anybody against it. Most of the time, they put anybody against an anime character. You know the anime character is going to get done injustice. And it's just like, it just kind of annoys you. That's why I just don't even watch Death Battle. Because it's just really bad. But I'll just use that for an example, though, because it's just, hey, I mean, at the end of the day, though, they got
the only thing that Reverse Flash should be able to do would be use the negative Space Force to keep returning, so you couldn't fucking kill him.
I mean, maybe, but
not Space Force.
It's really weird. It's just one of those things where it's like, in reality,
what is the biggest thing that he's done?
In reality, almost any Dragon Ball Z character, they can legit just pull a Frieza. If for whatever reason they can't win, they can literally just blow up the planet.
Right.
And they'll survive. Like, Goku Black can survive in space.
Right.
But I'm very sure that Reverse Flash
That's why I'm saying, yeah, Reverse Flash wouldn't. Like, maybe he can run to another dimension or something. But
maybe,
like, what is the like biggest thing that Reverse Flash has really done? I mean, honestly, one of his biggest accomplishments is creating himself by continuing to create Barry. I mean, that's what I think. So he keeps existing. He's hard to get rid of because of like what he can do with the Speed Force and stuff. So other than that though, what am I missing something that's like crazy that he can do that Barry can't do or something? I mean,
they're basically like, honestly though, I do think he can do pretty much. I think he's stronger than Barry. I think that where he would really, and I know Barry wins and blah blah, but this is also superheroes just most of the time have to win because the villain has to lose. Yeah. Like at the end of, like when Trigon loses to a bunch of fucking teenagers. In reality, Trigon should just murk them with ease. Definitely considering how powerful he is and the shit that he's done. But because overall the hero has to win, cool. But I do think he's stronger than I think he's stronger than Barry. I think he's weaker than Wally. I think Wally West is stronger, but I think he's definitely stronger than Barry. I think he can practically do anything Barry can really do. It's just they have to have Barry come out on top on a lot of situations because the hero has to overall win. But in reality, I think he's stronger and I think he's faster too. And they even here's the thing,
but yes.
In some of the most recent things, they've even had I can't remember if it was Barry or Wally. I know Wally for sure.
Is he stronger or like? Because I love Flash and everything. So I just am curious: is he stronger or is he just more knowledgeable than Barry?
Oh, you're talking about Reverse Flash or Wally?
Yeah, Reverse. Well, Wally I know is stronger, but
Wally's the fastest Flash there is. Like he's flat out faster than everything.
I'm saying Reverse Flash.
I think Reverse Flash is stronger. I think he's faster.
Okay.
I think he really is.
He was more knowledgeable and he just had more time. He's also
more willing to do anything it takes to win.
Yes.
Where Barry would obviously not do that.
Right. So he's he has no moral boundaries, I guess you could say, or anything holding him back from that aspect as well. But I've always thought
my biggest problem though, when it comes to the debate problem, when it comes to these kind of things. Thomas Wayne just shot this dude in the fucking head, and that basically ended it, right? Yes. Right? Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay. So how is he logically going to take a punch from a Dragon Ball Z character?
You can't.
Where these guys, like, just keep this in mind. When Goku, when he just unlocked Super Saiyan God, him and Beerus and Beerus is completely holding back. He's a god of destruction. Beerus is on a whole nother level. And he beats Goku. And he literally could have destroyed everything, but that wasn't his, he wasn't going to do that. But he's an apex. He's one of the strongest beings, period. He's fighting against Goku, and he's holding back. And Goku just unlocked his new form, and they're punching each other in like fist to fist. They're not only shaking the entire universe 7, they're shaking heaven and hell itself by them just colliding fists. The heaven and hell start shaking. The Death World shakes, and the Supreme Kai world in heaven, all that stuff shakes and starts cracking. And then one of the Supreme Kais is like, if they just keep this up, they're going to destroy all of reality by them just colliding fists.
Right.
And you're telling me that Reverse Flash could take a single punch from someone like that?
No.
And this guy is a lot stronger than that Goku who fought against Beerus.
Yeah, no.
Like that's the stuff where I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
right.
Reverse Flash is powerful as shit. I get all that, but it's just like once they actually connect, that's why I'm just like, I just don't see that. I don't see this happening. And there's many times in their little animation where the guys are hitting each other. So I'm like, it's just not how that would work.
Yeah.
But of course, again, it's always going to be debatable to a lot of people. But
you think we're going to get a Reverse Flash in the Flash movie?
He has to be, right? I mean, if he's
I don't know.
What I don't even know what this movie really is.
I don't know, dude. You don't have to be the way that they're fucking writing this shit.
I don't know if this thing is the retelling, like their version of retelling the events of Flashpoint, but I'm assuming it is from the trailer that it's a lot of Flashpoint. You can't have any Flashpoint without Reverse Flash. It just doesn't make sense for him not to show up at all.
Yeah, but he could.
I mean, they
yeah, I don't know. I love Reverse Flash. As much as I don't like a lot of Barry's villains being just basically speedsters like Godspeed and Reverse Flash and Zoom. You know, I still like Reverse Flash. I think he's pretty sinister. But again, I've always felt, just in my personal opinion, that it's borderline, like, not that he's stronger, it's just that, like, he's more knowledgeable, and just like you said, he fucking can lie his way out of shit and like kill the right people when he needs to, while, you know, Barry obviously won't do that. And that's just what kind of gives him the edge. And the fact that he you know, was him longer than Barry was the Flash, that just gives him the edge on the speed, because he already knows how to push his boundaries. And the Speed Force, the dark, whatever you want to call it, it's either the negative Speed Force or the dark Speed Force. But just like being able to push those boundaries is what gives him an edge there. But other than that, I mean,
it's just that's what a problem comes into.
Definitely not going to be taking out Goku.
No, and not even a fucking guy in his body like that.
I don't even see him taking out Superman.
I don't either. Again, if this is where things get so dumb, because it's like it's always dependent on who's writing when it comes to comics, and they can write in that he took out Superman, which again doesn't make sense. But it's like Superman's biggest issue is he's always holding back, right? So they're like, well,
could he phase through Superman? Do you think?
Yeah, I think he could.
So you think like
in theory, he probably
if
could
he got the jump on him, like he could grab his heart
through this
and rip
dude, and go right through his heart and just fucking just squeeze that shit out. Like, he probably could do that. But again, it's just like
you'd have to really surprise him.
Like, would Superman not be able to react to it in time?
Right.
Like, it's all of these burials that go on. Then again, it's also, and the reason why I say Reverse Flash is stronger, and I could start just naming off feats what he's done, but it's just like it's all about who writes him
Mm-hmm.
and the different versions of things he can do. And then it's like in another comic he can't do any of those anymore.
Yeah.
And then another comic he can do like 2 of those things. And it's just like you never really know what like which one which version. That's why I hate scaling freaking Marvel or DC characters, because it's like, which one am I using? Do I just use the current one? Do I use all the feats in together? Because most people would use all their feats together. But then it's like, well, the current one who's currently around can't do most of that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least they're too
nerf
stupid
them out.
to use. Because they make sure they don't use it when they can win a fight. So I'm just going to assume they're either too stupid, but I'm going to go with they just can't do it anymore. Or this is just a different version that just has never achieved those goals at all. So it's just like I don't fucking know, but I will say I do think Reverse Flash is stronger than Barry overall. I just think that I think Wally is the strongest. I think Wally's stronger than Reverse Flash.
Cool too.
And Wally's just freaking
They
amazing.
did him dirty on the show, man. That was like up to the where I stopped watching. Like I liked Wally as the character, and then I was just like, but like they did him dirty. Like they just wouldn't let him really do anything. And then like when he like started being Kid Flash or whatever, like it still was just weak. Like it just wasn't interesting. They definitely didn't have him as faster or strong. Again, up to the point that I stopped watching with. Like they didn't have him stronger or faster or anything like that. It was just, you know, there he is, Kid Flash that, you know, can't do anything because nobody will let him really do shit. And then he gets all salty and emo, just like Emo Barry when he showed up. And I was just like what? Yeah, dude, that show had a lot of issues.
Damn.
Dude, Emo Barry was probably the funniest fucking thing. Savitar. Emo Barry. But yeah, like that was just so ridiculous. Like Iris is gonna die, so I'm just gonna kill her now instead of waiting for her to die in the future. It was like, of course she's gonna die, bro. Like she's a human being. Like it just didn't make any sense the way they presented it. He was just like, Iris is gonna die in the future, so I've come back in time to kill her now so that like she doesn't die in the future. Like what? And that was pretty much a whole season of that. And that's when I stopped.
Freaking terrible.
I was like, nope, I can't do this no more. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's still on, I think. I'm pretty sure they're still going.
And yet we still ain't using that Barry. And we got this guy playing Barry.
Yeah, I would even take Emo Barry from that series instead of this dude that we got now.
Only if he does the emo Spider-Man dance at one point in time. Then I'm cool. Yeah. Then I'm like, you know what? That works for me.
In fast speed too.
That speed where they can slow motion it and it makes perfect sense.
Even like the humping motion, like doing it super fast. Oh shit!
Yes. That's what I want now. Damn it! That's what I want now, dude.
You want Emo Barry now? Yeah.
I want Emo Barry now in the DC whatever it's called. I want Emo Barry now, but I'm pretty sure we're obviously probably we might have somewhat of a version of an Emo Barry already. To be fair,
he does look a little emo, don't he?
He does. He does.
I mean, he kind of played that character in Perks of Being a Wallflower. He was kind of like emo-ish in that movie. So yeah, he does have that look down for sure.
He does,
especially with the longer hair. So it cracks me up. I don't know. It's just not a good pick. Not a good fit at all.
Because like even when he's like even watching the trailer, it's just like, man, this dude like he's trying to be charismatic or whatever. And I'm not even saying he's a bad actor because I mean I don't watch his stuff to even judge him on that. I really don't care. But it's just like he doesn't have the energy that I like. It's just something about him that he doesn't have the Flash energy that I want him to have. It just doesn't feel like the Flash to me. It feels like a parody of the Flash. That's what he comes across to me. More of a parody than an actual Flash.
Right. And we talked about it when we went over the trailer that the real star of that movie is going to be Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
So Michael Keaton's going to steal the show in The Flash, and Michael Keaton's going to steal the show in Morbius. And it's going to be Michael Keaton all around, bro.
This is the year, bro.
Yo, this dude is for real. We're gonna get like Beetlejuice 2 coming out or something like that. We're gonna have Michael Keaton in that too. It's just
I
gonna
mean,
like,
why the
damn,
hell
Michael
not?
Keaton's everywhere.
I mean, why not? I mean, I'm pretty sure that now that the Jason rights has finally been situated, we'll probably get a Jason remake coming soon. I mean,
A what? A which one?
a Jason remake,
A Jason remake.
the horror movie, Jason.
Oh, the Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Is Michael Keaton in that too?
No, I'm just saying he probably will be, and then we'll get a
Oh,
remake.
right. I was like,
he's
oh,
gonna take over the world. No, see, people was wondering why we haven't had anything from them, but there was this crazy legal battle for Friday the 13th going on that kind of
really?
everything. It even stopped the game that came out a couple of years ago that was starting to really do well with updates. It even stopped them from working on that, and they was very saddened by that because of this giant legal battle. But from what I've read, it looks like it's finally over, and they could do something. Because matter of fact, just super quick, the last Jason movie, I actually rewatched that the other day too. I think I watched it at some point yesterday when I got home. That movie is actually interesting. It had a dude from Supernatural in it too. I know you don't like that show, but you know, everybody has the right to their opinion, and that's okay. You're wrong though. But
look, I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, dude, and I was like, this is not happening.
I don't see how you didn't like the episode with Bloody Mary.
No, couldn't do it. Couldn't make it through, man. But it's cool. It's not for everyone. It's all good.
It's not cool. Anyway, so that movie is actually interesting because they took Jason and made him more of like this survivalist who went through the trauma. It was like a complete remake, but it was like he had the situation that happened to him as a child, but it turned him into like this crazy like survivalist in the woods who really truly just wanted to be left alone. But if you came around him, he was gonna basically kill you. And then like it was interesting though. It actually wasn't bad. It was very interesting.
Chibi K's dad said, I didn't even make it through the first episode of Supernatural.
Dude, you piece of yo, what is wrong with you people? You guys fuck that, yo. We about to do a Supernatural episode. How the hell are you guys disrespecting Supernatural like that, bro? How you not make it to the first episode? It was interesting.
It's garbage, bro.
It lasted
I'm sorry.
3,500 years. It got like 18, like 20 seasons or something. It's got a lot.
I know it's been out forever. Even the actors are fucking sick of that show, dude. They're
Look,
like, fuck, we want out of our contracts.
I love Supernatural.
You know how much other cool shit they could have done if they weren't doing Supernatural? They were talking about it. Like
you need to watch your mouth because I swear to God, I'm gonna come across and go through this fucking screen. Look.
Some of the actors were like, they were saying they were expressing regret because they were tied up in Supernatural contracts, so they couldn't do like major movie roles. So even the actors.
Don't try to do that. Don't try to do that. I know what you're doing. Don't try to do that. They love that series, and I know that. I've read way more reports from those actors than you, and I know how they felt about that series. Don't you try to do that with me. I'm not gonna let you fool the audience and whoever watches this in the future. Like, man, those guys hated their roles in Supernatural. No, that is not how it went down. Okay, that was when the series finally came to a damn end. But I will say this: at the beginning, when they was hunting different myths, legends, and demons, and all that stuff, that was when it was at its best. Once they started introducing angels, that's when it started kind of getting like, what the hell is going on here? So it was really good at the beginning, and I loved it all the way through. But I will say, it definitely, like, the quality in terms of like storytelling kind of got off the wall in a negative way once angels and stuff started getting introduced, because then it was just like, all right, this is kind of dumb. Then devil and then God, and then it was like, all right.
I'll tell you what, I probably just wasn't in the demographic for it. I feel like when I started watching it, because I know you knew about it like for a while, but I almost felt like it was targeting more of a younger audience than even me. And I know, we're young, but that's just how I felt with it. And so for me, it was a little cheesy-ish kind of thing. Like even the first couple episodes, I was just like, it's not doing it for me. So that's why I skipped out on it.
And that's my thing. I don't know, because like everybody dies. Like a lot of
Right.
people fucking die in that series where you think
Yeah.
they won't. No, they do.
Right.
And I mean, hell, even Sam and Dean dies a bunch in the damn series. They come back, but still,
Hmm.
like shit happens. So
Hmm.
it's 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 pretty crazy. It's just pretty crazy. Plus, their
Yeah.
father raised them, like him being a hunter. He raised them to be hunters, so they didn't have like the greatest childhood. So I don't know. It was great, man. Yeah, y'all hating, man.
It's not. I'm hating on it. It's just it wasn't for me, man. That's all I'm saying. It's just
Nah, fam. Nah, fam. Nah, it's great, man.
just hating, just hating. All right, so we're gonna not go as long tonight
Yeah.
as we did last week, but
Yes.
I do want to just say just real quick, I am looking forward to so much going to Heroes Con this Saturday. I've got my man Ian coming down or coming up, I guess, from Florida to chill and go hit Heroes. Which will be a relief. I know it's going to be a much, much better show than the garbage I just went to this last Saturday
Right.
with Chris. Oh my God, it was so bad. I have a video about it up if anyone wants to take a look. It's on my channel. But basically, I was duped. I was catfished, if you will,
Mm.
into thinking that this was it was like, nice, sexy, beautiful woman picture
Mm-hmm.
on the internet. And then when I got there, it was like, 200 pounds overweight with like a mustache and warts going on. You know what I mean? So I was
It
definitely
wasn't like,
catfished on this.
it wasn't like, oh, Felicia. It was like, bye, Felicia. That's what
Right.
happened, basically.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, I showed it like it was on the show. It was like 2 day show. It was a $25 entry fee for the day. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, this is gonna be crazy. It's in like the Columbia Convention Center. They were showing all sorts of pictures. Vendor list was super long. So I didn't really bother reading too far into the vendor list. I was just like, oh, this looks like a pretty typical comic convention. You know what I mean? So I went, drove like an hour and 20 minutes down there, and it was awful, Chris.
Mm,
Awful.
mm.
Had to park almost like a little over a half mile away. Get out, come try to be in line. I got there early so that I could be in there when it opened. And there was no one really directing like where the line was supposed to go. So if you had bought tickets, you actually had to stand in a longer line. Like if you prepaid for tickets, you had to
Mm-hmm.
stand in a longer line than if you were just buying tickets, which made no sense to me. I was like, that's not a way to treat your VIP, pre-purchase tickets people. So that I thought
True.
was really shitty. I hadn't bought
True.
tickets, so I just went into the line to buy tickets. They have like the TSA out there, like we're all trying to sneak bombs into the Comic Con. So we're like, oh, but only one for each line, right? So each person has to be individually, everything out of your pockets, wanded down front and back, like arms, legs, everything, and then bag searched, and then through a metal detector, and then you could go in. So they were doing it was taking at least a minute per person, and the line for the prepaid people was so long. I was like,
Mm.
God, these people ain't getting in for like an hour and a half at least. So that was crazy. I had forgotten a mask. So when I got to the line, but it said that they would provide masks. So I asked the lovely TSA agent if I could just, if they had a mask that I could use. And they're like, no.
They were
And they
like,
were
no.
super rude about it. They were like, no,
Oh.
you need to go get like a mask. You're not going to be allowed in this building without a mask. And I was like, it says on the site that you guys provide masks, but
Right.
whatever. I was like, I even have my Vax card right here in my fucking wallet. Like,
Right.
like whatever. And
Did they
so I
give
had
you a
to
mask or
walk
did you have to go get one?
yeah, I had to walk all the way back to my car and dig around. I found something under my seat that passed as a mask. I was like, all right, I guess I'll use this. And then walk all the way back. And they're like, you got to get back in the back of the line. Cool, man. That's dope. So I fucking waited in the line again to get checked in. And then as soon as I got to TSA lady, a dude comes out of the convention center, or the building, with a box of masks. And he's like, if anyone needs a mask, I've got masks here. And I just looked at the security guard and I was like, what did I say? Like, I told you that y'all said you had masks. I was furious. I took my mask off and put on one of their masks just so I could use one of theirs, just to waste a mask. Cost them 10 cents extra. And then went and bought my ticket, $25. Usually, and just to put that into perspective,
Perspective.
$25 is a big it's a hefty price for a convention ticket. That's like if you're
Okay.
going to a destination type convention like C2E2, MegaCon, NYCC, you're gonna start seeing some higher prices like that. No, this usually you see like $5, $10 to get in.
Okay.
$25, and I go in there, and it's the smallest room. I thought it was a prank. I thought there was like maybe another room, like something was going on. It was like a football, like less than a football field, front to back probably, and so like
I mean,
100
well,
yards.
hold on. I mean, I don't know if that's the best description because the football field is actually pretty long.
I mean, yeah,
It depends on which football
big,
field
but
you're talking about. Like a high
it's
school football field, an
it
NFL
wasn't like
football
it
field.
wasn't huge for sure.
Okay.
So it was just like I was like, all right, okay. And so there were only 6 comic vendors there. Uh, out of like everyone else was just selling. It almost looked like a flea market setup. Like people were just
Mm.
selling the most random shit, homemade T-shirts, trinkets,
Homemade T-shirts.
and like jewelry and stuff like that. One dude was selling his own self-published book that had nothing to do with like heroes or like I was like, good for you for
Why are you
selling your
even
book.
here? Why did y'all
Yeah,
let him set up?
right. That's what I'm saying. Like I understood like there was a lot of people selling toys and pops, which I was like, okay, I can kind of understand action figures or pops or whatever.
And even with the
Maybe some
shirts,
video
if
games.
it's like homemade shirts of like Spider-Man or something, it's like, all right, at least that's something.
It was just like random shirt and like a bunch of that kind of stuff. And I was just like, I walked around. I was like, okay, this is kind of weak, but let's see what the comic vendors have to supply. Nothing, dude. Everything was super overpriced, garbage, low grade, trash, shenanigans. I was so mad. I was so mad, dude. I was
I
just
would have been
like,
furious too. I mean,
this
and to
is
put this in
awful.
perspective, James would have not put out a video saying this is the worst Comic Con
No,
he's went to if it wasn't a shit show.
right.
Like,
And like I don't
yeah,
just do it for fun or shock value or
no,
clickbait.
at all.
Like I was so mad that I was like, I'm making a fucking video about this because this is just so bad. And so which is by the way my most disliked video on YouTube. Thank you very much. And so I overheard other people like saying and I even had someone hit me up on Instagram after they watched the video about it, but they were saying that they had to go, they were going to try to hit all the shops in the area because it was so bad. It was just trash. There was nothing there. I've never gone to a show where I didn't buy at least something
Yep,
except for this
yep.
show. I bought nothing. I bought the ticket to get in there, and that was it. And then I chuckled to myself because a well-known person on Instagram also went to the show and apparently dropped $2,000. And I was like,
Dang.
bro, you probably got fucked.
Yeah, yeah,
You overpaid like a motherfucker. But that's all
yeah,
right because they use their tits to sell books. So it is
yeah.
what it is. So I'm sure they
No,
get the tit premium.
I suppose so. I suppose so. But
But yeah, that was my experience. The
mm,
worst show. And then 2 different vendors that I know reached out to me after watching the video too, and they were like, I wish I could have warned you sooner, but that show is notorious for being awful. That's why a lot of us won't set up there anymore.
and
And I
over.
was like, oh, okay. So it's not just that like people aren't setting up there, it's that people like comic vendors are refusing to set up there because of whoever the dude is that runs it. So that's
Which I'm very
why.
sure that means he overpriced those guys too for setting up.
Yep, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yep.
Ugh,
So
that
that
sounds
was that
terrible.
experience. But hopefully now going into Heroes, I'm actually going to purposely make as much video footage as I can, just kind of interviewing some cosplay people and some vendors that are there, just kind of to talk and make a video about my experience at Heroes because that I'm hoping will be a much better experience all around. So I'm
No,
looking forward to that.
I'm very sure it will be. I'm very sure it will be. I do want to make sure I say this really quickly before we end everything off. I want to make sure I say 2 things.
Yep.
One, I want to make sure I clarify one more time because seriously, James, these debates when it comes to these heroes get fucking crazy. I know how powerful Reverse Flash is. I know his feats. I know
Oh
all
yes,
that.
yes,
It's just one of those things where I truly believe Goku Black would win, but
yes.
I couldn't go into like a giant thing of feats. If I start really listing off each person's feat, our video is going to be pretty long, and we might do that in another video where I list off feats on a character. That could be pretty fun. Maybe we'll do that
Yeah.
next week or something. where I can list off some feats, but we still had other stuff to talk about. So I couldn't go into full detail on why I really would go into who would like why this outcome would be the way it is. But just trust me, the way Death Battle set everything up is so not, it's not right. It's not true.
Right.
But either way, and I know Death Battle is like just giant, got millions of drivers on stuff. People watch their shit, but it's you look at their comment section, people know their stuff it's fun to watch. It's entertaining to watch, but it's you don't take it serious. And at the end of the day, always remember it's their opinion. There's no facts on any of this because they didn't fight each other and they're not gonna fight each other. Right. Debate like that will always be opinion based. It's not a thing of like this is factually true that this person can beat this person. If your favorite person loses in Death Battle, does not make that how it would actually be. This is their opinion. None of it is 100% fact. This is their opinion. And like James said earlier, seriously, thank you guys. 1,000 subscribers, freaking awesome. Like James said, we appreciate that. James is extremely appreciative. This is freaking amazing. 1,000 subscribers is freaking awesome. I'm still trying to get this stuff fixed. Me and James just haven't had the time, mainly me, my work schedule to get the game and stuff situated. But I am going to start putting some more videos out and really be going on that. But we'll get all that situated. And plus, James going to be hitting y'all with fire like he always do. And, that shoulder ass video will be coming soon too. You hit 1,000, maybe or 2,000. You just got to do what you got to do, man. Free bird. But no, seriously, that's awesome, man. 1,000 subscribers is really great, man. That's freaking
cool. I'm pretty pumped. I know I'm going to be doing some more live content on some other people's stuff coming up here soon. I'll be on, if anyone knows AR Comics, next Monday. I'll be doing something just kind of briefly around 6 p.m. I think he said. Where I'm not exactly sure what we're doing, but it should be fun. No Good Comics, he also just hit 1,000, so he's having like a little stream party also next Monday, but kind of later in the evening, so that should be good. And then I will also be on John's Comics with Kids doing Comic-Gories again, the fun little game show that he hosts, and that'll be in a couple of weeks. So I'll be out there, trying to hype the channel up for us a little more to get us some more subscribers over here. And
get us some more subscribers, bro.
Yeah, man.
Because at 2,000, we hit 2,000. Maybe we'll set up that OnlyFans and everything, and then you can see you can see us do different things. The homie Dino is gonna read comics nude. I'm gonna read anime manga nude. And it's gonna be fucking great, man. It's gonna be freaking awesome, bro.
Oh shit! The OnlyFans still coming soon.
Soon.
OnlyFans still coming.
Now we on the road to 2,000, but yeah, it's still coming now. It's coming now.
All right, well, thank you guys again. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We appreciate you guys here watching with us live, and anyone catching us on the replay. We are here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So thanks for hanging with us. As always, stay villainous and